Today, I'm going to be breaking down one of the cleanest, most hyped shots in sports right now, the signing the camera moment. You've seen it during the national championship. You've seen NASCAR and tennis players do it. If you want to learn how to do this shot in your next media day or your next championship game, continue watching this video. Just for a little bit of background, I am a creative at Pitt State. I currently do everything football and women's basketball. I've actually done this shot several times in high school and at the college level, and I learned it from one of the sources that actually helped it go viral. I was an intern at their company, and this is how I learned it. So I'm not saying this is the best method, but this is the method. We're gonna start off with gear, and for your camera body, you don't need anything specific, but when it comes to your lenses, you wanna go for a wider frame. The 16mm is a really good one. I personally use the Tamron 18-300. This is just my lens for everything athletics, but it has a good wide angle that I can use for shots just like this. The next thing you're gonna need is a matte box. You can pick one up on Amazon for really cheap, or you can find a used one somewhere. I got mine off of Amazon for about 40 to 50 bucks, and I use it all the time just for shots like this, or to make my camera look more expensive. But I mean, on a real note, outside of the signing shots, I really don't use it for anything else, but it's been a really big help to me and what I need to do. The next thing you need to do is you need to measure out what size filter you would have if you were to put a filter into your matte box, and you need to get a plexiglass that is the same size as that. What I did for mine, I didn't get the exact size. I got something just a little bit smaller, but I went to Dollar Tree and I got a picture frame, and I literally just cut the frame out and I used that glass as the signature shot glass for them to sign. If you want it to be a specific size, you can go to Home Depot, or you can go to some type of hardware store and get a specific glass cut out. That way you don't have to worry about anything going over or going under and then having to make up for that size that's lost or that extra size. Now, this is just depending on your lens, but your glass may not cover just the frame. It might go over, and when you have your athlete sign, you want it to be in camera. And the problem I was having was that the athletes were signing outside of the camera. What I did is I took some masking tape and I just masked out a border, and that way the athletes know to sign in this box, so that way you can get their whole signature and frame. That's only if you don't have a wide enough lens. If you have a pretty wide lens, you shouldn't run into this problem. But in terms of markers, you're gonna wanna get some paint markers. I got these from Walmart and they weren't that expensive, but overall this effect is really cheap and you can use it over and over. Since the beginning of August, I've gotten to use this glass and I haven't had to replace it. Even though if I did, it would be really cheap. Now, in terms of settings, it's really important that you have a higher f-stop. I don't know if you see the video back here, but in that one specifically, I had my f-stop really low, and it was really hard to get the athlete and the signature in focus. Having a signature that's that up close to the camera while also having your athlete somewhat behind it is gonna put some distance between the two, and if your f-stop's not at the right spot, then it could be easy to mess it up. I would try and have my f-stop at around maybe 10 or 8. I personally think this is the best method when it comes to doing this shot. I see a lot of setups that use the small rig arm, and the problem with that is that it's not as steady because it's not directly attached to the lens. Therefore, it causes the camera to shake a little bit, and that's personally why I think this is the best method. If you find another method that you want to do, that's fine, but this is how I do my signature shot. But that's how you do the sign camera effect. It's a super clean shot that you can incorporate into any sport at any level. You could do it after a win, or you could do it after a big championship win. Personally, the way I use it for football, we do it after every win. And last season for basketball, whenever we won our regional championship, I had one of the athletes sign the camera. And when I first did it in high school, we had an athlete that hit 1,000 points, and you can really use it in any context. It doesn't really matter what the context is. If you do it using this method, tag me in your results on my Instagram. That'll be down in the description. If you want more tutorials or just videos like this, leave a like and a comment, but most importantly, make sure to subscribe, because that's the only way you're going to see more of these videos. And that's it.